Welcome back to another episode here on the Eternal Sith Network. Happy Monday, everybody. It is, yes, the week of Thanksgiving. Today we have a big one on Rian Johnson. But before we do start, remember, hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. And make sure to really hit that notification bell so you're always in the know as I have videos out on Star Wars every single day if you're a fan of Star Wars. And remember, once you're done watching this video, go check out my last one. Give it a thumbs up as you watch. Without further ado, guys, let's start the show. Speaking with the New Yorker for his film that had came out, Knives Out Mystery, we know that Rian Johnson has opened up a lot about the experience, and he's been talking about what he's been wanting to do and how he felt about The Last Jedi and the whole trilogy and overall. And in that whole interview with the New Yorker, in a response to a question asking if the divided and at times toxic discourse surrounding The Last Jedi had tainted his franchise fandom, Johnson said, "I think I love Star Wars even more now," noting that he becomes frustrated by the false notion that he had a negative experience. And this is what he's had to say. So do excuse my French when I do read this little message that he said. Oh, fuck yeah. My God. Yeah. In terms of that, I think I love Star Wars even more now. I think what actually frustrates me is people's perception that I had a negative experience somehow, or people's perception that it was somehow a traumatic experience or something. The reality is that it was a completely joyful experience, even through the back end of it, the past few years and the reception of it. Now, the filmmaker went on to say he actually loves talking about the film, and despite initially calling the backlash incredibly painful, this is what he actually said. No. And when I read what those people were actually saying, I was like, oh, I completely disagree with this. They're wrong. For me, everybody can like whatever they want and not like what they want. And Star Wars fans in particular, growing up as one, arguing about other people's opinions being wrong is sort of the bread and butter of it all. I didn't feel crushed like, oh no, I didn't make a real Star Wars movie. I felt like, no, I did. But let's talk about the real elephant in the room. I understand, look, I'm all for giving people chances in this community. I am one of those that I'm a big advocate. If you guys know me, have seen my live streams, I don't mind giving people a chance. But when it comes to Star Wars, this man's goal was to kill off the main character, one of the biggest icons, legends, and Luke Skywalker. He came in and didn't even care about the franchise. Again, we've seen interviews with him, even with Mark Hamill, and Mark Hamill even felt uncomfortable having these little interviews with him, even at Celebration during the time of The Last Jedi when it came out. And you could see the frustration that Mark Hamill had with this movie. So I don't really understand when he says it actually frustrates me, people's perception that he had a negative experience somehow. That's not the problem, and that's not the case here. And it shows me how delusional he kind of is. And again, I'm not here to cause, toxicity or negativity. But it shows how full of himself he is. Nobody cares about his experience on the set. At least I didn't, and the people around me. Our thing and our beef was that what he did for Star Wars in the sense of what he gave us with The Last Jedi and not really listening to the fans and going against the fans. And he really clapped back during that time of The Last Jedi when there was a lot of heat on him. I mean, he even went on Twitter to argue with some of the fans. And that shows you that you don't care about this community. You just care about yourself. You're all about yourself. And the fact that, let's call a spade, guys. The fact that you're still kind of openly kind of talking about this and you're kind of putting heat on it, thinking it's a joke, it shows that you're not right for the fandom. It shows that you take this fandom as a joke. And me personally, being a YouTuber, a Star Wars fan, since I was about 5 to 6 years old, watching The Empire Strikes Back, a George Lucas trilogy, the original trilogy, and then growing up with the prequels, this is a slap in the face, and I don't appreciate it, to be quite honest with you guys. And I want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on this whole quote and this whole thing that he had to say. I think it's a slap in the face, in my opinion. I get it. I'm all about, again, giving opportunity and chances again. But I would have to say, when it comes to Rian Johnson, I think that he is one that needs to take a little more time and focus on other things and not touch Star Wars for a very, very long time, or just to be done. Because again, I think that this is a slap in the face, and the fact that he's really concerned about what people's perception of how it was on the set, I could care less what you did on the set. I care about what you did for the fans and what you did to the fandom. And you did it. You divided it big time during that time. And that's why we had the whole, again, it goes to Kathleen Kennedy as well, with the whole thing of having a different, director during the Last Jedi and changing J.J. Abrams and then bringing him back for the Rise of Skywalker. So it's not it's not all his fault, but he adds fuel to the fire for sure. And that's one of the things that I don't appreciate with Rian Johnson. But again, guys, wanted to bring this news out to you guys. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. And how do you feel about Rian Johnson? And do you want to see him back in the Star Wars franchise to direct a trilogy or another movie? Let me know what you think, guys. And remember, for more Star Wars content, hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell so you're always in the know on everything Star Wars. And remember, the Eternal Sith, then, now, forever. Later, guys.